Anti-Taliban forces in Afghanistan have asked the international community not to recognize the new government announced by the Islamists on Tuesday.The interim cabinet, which has no women and consists entirely of Taliban leaders or their associates, has also been criticized by the US.Fighters opposing the Taliban in the Panjshir province, said the new government was illegal. The US expressed concern at figures linked to attacks on US forces. The interim cabinet is led by Mullah Mohammad Hassan, who is on a UN blacklist. Another figure, Sirajuddin Haqqani, is wanted by the American FBI. The National Resistance Front said it considered the announcement of the Taliban's caretaker cabinet a clear sign of the group's enmity with the Afghan people. The Taliban insist they have now defeated the NRF in the Panjshir Valley north of Kabul, but NRF leaders say they are still fighting. In a statement, the U.S. State Department said it was concerned by the affiliations and track records of some of the individuals. The statement said Washington would continue to hold the Taliban to their commitments to allow safe passage for foreign nationals and Afghans with travel documents, including permitting flights currently ready to fly out of Afghanistan. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is to hold a virtual meeting of 20 Western nations to coordinate a set of conditions for engagement with the Taliban government. The Taliban seized control of Afghanistan in a sweeping offensive more than 3 weeks ago. It now faces many tough challenges in the conflict-torn country, including stabilizing the economy and gaining international recognition. On Wednesday, dozens of women marched in Kabul and in the province of Badakhshan, saying they would not accept a government without women. The Taliban deny using violence against the demonstrations. They say protesters need permission to march and should not use abusive language. Pakistan also denies any role in Afghanistan. Earlier on Tuesday, a statement attributed to Taliban Supreme Leader Maulawi Hibatullah Akhundzada told the government to uphold Sharia law, Islam's legal system. The Taliban have been known for their extremely hardline interpretation of Sharia. The Taliban wants strong and healthy relations with other countries and would respect international laws and treaties as long as they did not conflict with Islamic law and the country's national values, the group's statement said. Hassan, the new interim prime minister, served as deputy foreign minister from 1996 to 2001, when the militants were last in power. He is influential on the religious side of the movement, rather than the military side. His appointment is seen as a compromise, after recent reports of infighting between some relatively moderate Taliban figures and their hardline colleagues. The group had previously said it wanted to form an inclusive government. Sirajuddin Haqqani, the acting interior minister, is head of the militant group known as the Haqqani Network, who are affiliated with the Taliban and have been behind some of the deadliest attacks in the country's 2-decade-long war, including a truck bomb explosion in Kabul in 2017 that killed more than 150 people. Unlike the wider Taliban, the Haqqani Network has been designated a foreign terrorist organization by the U.S. It also maintains close ties to Al-Qaeda. The FBI says he is wanted for questioning over a 2008 attack on a hotel that killed an American and was behind attacks on U.S. forces in Afghanistan. A movement which has long moved in the shadows, whose names would surface only on the world's terrorism watch lists, is now announcing titles used in governments the world over. Acting Prime Minister Mullah Mohammad appears as a compromise candidate after reported rivalries among leading military and political figures who will serve under him. Its caretaker nature also provides breathing space as the Taliban move from guns to government. It also underlines the Taliban view that a Taliban victory can only mean Taliban rule. Sources say they pushed back against calls for an inclusive government. They balked at including former political figures and officials who had their turn at the top, and especially those tainted by corruption. Why should we let others pick our cabinet when other countries pick their own? Was one retort. As for women, there was never a chance they would be given a ministerial role. The Ministry of Women's Affairs seems to have been, for now, abolished altogether. Other appointments to the new government include
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.